In younger children, they will make something up that you can clearly tell is the words of the parent, and those are sort of tip-off and alarm bells. The alarm bells will start to ring when that happens.
Hey, what's up, dude? What's going on, man?
Hudson,
I love you.
I saw you put up a website.
I've been missing you to pieces, kiddo. I mean, I
said I
really
was
miss
crying.
you.
I was crying about you. You said I was crying about you, and my mom's a bad mom.
I've not been able to talk to you for 3 months, kid. You know, this isn't the first time it's happened to you.
You know, this isn't the first time.
Because I'm worried. Because I'm worried about you.
Because I'm worried.
Because my mom was so good to me. I don't know what the heck's going on with you. No one's let me talk to you. I'm scared. I want to make sure you're alright.
Daddy, we were at the parade.
I want to make sure you're alright.
Were you? How'd you like that?
Were you?
Yeah.
Did you like that?
And then we went to the powwow.
Yeah.
With, my friend
um,
Abby from church.
Oh yeah? Good deal. Good job.
Yeah,
Great.
good deal. Good job.
Awesome.
Great. That's awesome.
Oh, it's so good to hear your voice.
Oh, it's so good to hear
Daddy.
your voice.
Huh.
Daddy,
Huh.
I just wanted to ask you something. Why don't I have insurance? Why don't I have insurance?
Listen, kiddo, I don't know.
Listen,
I've
kiddo,
done everything for you I can possibly do, and you know that.
For you,
And
I can possibly
that's
do, and you know that.
Huh?
And
This is what the court says.
this is what the court
Says
Well,
when
well,
moms and dads get divorced, dads have to pay insurance, and moms have to take care of him.
Hey, you know what?
Who told you that?
Court? Well, not court, my mom.
My mom.
Well, no, not
Well,
my
listen
mom.
to me.
Well, listen.
Well, listen
Not
to
my
me,
mom.
sweetheart.
You're supposed to pay insurance.
You're supposed to pay
Who told
insurance.
you that?
That's what.
Who told you that?
Listen, sweetheart. That's my problem.
Listen,
That's not
sweetheart.
something she should be telling you.
That's
You're
my
9 years
problem.
old. That's not
That's
something
not
she should
something
be
she
discussing with
should be
you.
telling you.
Okay?
You're
I'm not
9
gonna-
years old. That's not
Listen.
something she should be discussing with you. Okay? And I'm not gonna...
But I don't
Listen.
have any insurance.
Okay. Have you got to talk to me for 3 months, and this is what you have to say to me?
Actually, nothing.
Not I miss you, Daddy, but pay for me? Did we ever talk about this before 3 months ago?
The persecutory belief of the alienating parent, of the narcissistic pathological parent, is then transferred and communicated to the child through a series of relational moves and emotional signaling and just sort of the meaning construction regarding the other parent. So the alienating parent doesn't need to actually verbally tell the child to hate the other parent or to reject the other parent, but the meaning construction that the other parent is dangerous is communicated to the child so that the child then adopts this belief system. The belief that the other parent, the targeted parent, is dangerous serves to suppress the child's natural attachment bonding to that parent. The attachment bonding emerges through millions of years of evolution because children are prey animals. Predators are seeking the old, the weak, and the young. And so children bond to parents to get protection from predators. But in this situation, the targeted parent is being defined as a danger, as the predator. So that will suppress the child's attachment bonding to that parent. And that's what we classically see as the rejection of that parent. Fundamentally, what has been classically called parental alienation involves a particular type of family dynamic that occurs when the family includes a narcissistic parent with borderline personality disorder features who is psychologically decompensating under the stresses of the divorce and family dissolution, which means that the narcissistic parent is having trouble maintaining their psychological self-structure, and they're decompensating into paranoid and persecutory beliefs regarding the other parent. So the narcissistic parent, who is classically been called the alienating parent, believes that the other parent is somehow dangerous to the child, either because of direct, overt dangerousness or perhaps due to just a fundamental parental incompetence that places the child at risk. This is a false belief system. It is held despite contrary evidence, and so it meets criteria for what we call a delusional disorder, a persecutory type of delusional disorder. So the alienating parent believes that the other parent represents a threat to the child, and this is a fixed false belief system.
Nothing.
What happened?
What happened?
Nothing.
I'm not yelling at you, dude.
I'm not yelling at
I'm not-
you, dude. I'm not...
You miss me?
You miss me?
I miss you, but the only reason I can't visit you is because I don't have any money.
But the
I'm with
only
my
reason I
grandma.
can't
We're having
visit
very
you
nice time.
because I don't have any money.
It's just because my mom
I'm
doesn't
with
have
my
any money.
grandma.
I'm with my grandma.
We're having
Thanks
very
for my
nice
tickets to get
time.
here. I don't have any money to visit
Just because my mom doesn't
Hey,
have
I
any
got money for you to visit
Only
me.
my grandma.
I've got money for you to visit me
Okay,
right
for
now.
my
mom
tickets
doesn't want
to
to
here.
be safe.
I don't have any money to
I could visit you. Why can't I do it today?
Hey, I
My
got
mom
money
just
for you
wants
to
be
visit
safe.
me.
She wants to know where
I've
I'm
got
gonna
money for you to
go.
visit me right
Your
now.
mom is...
My mom doesn't want
I don't know what to say. I'm not going to talk about your mom to you anymore. Okay? But that's not the truth. What you just said to me is not the
My
Oh,
truth.
mom was just wants to give
You understand me?
She wants to
That
know
is
where
not
I'm
a
gonna
true
go.
thing. That is nowhere
Your
in the
mom
truth.
is...
Listen to me. I know it's tough
I
right
don't know
now,
what
sweetheart.
to say.
I know
I'm
it's
not gonna
hard,
talk about
and I
your
know
mom
you're
to you
confused.
anymore.
You said you have the money
Okay,
on that
but
website
that's
in the
not
house
the truth.
with my own
What
bedroom.
you just said to me is not
Okay.
the truth.
I
And
got
if
it.
you have the money, why can't you
Do you
pay my
understand me?
insurance?
That is not
You
a
say
true
I cry
thing.
every day
That is
for you,
nowhere
but
in the
actually
truth.
I'm getting hurt
Listen to me. I know it's
by
tough
somebody
right
else.
now,
I either
sweetheart.
fall, I
I
hurt
know
my
it's
toe, or
hard,
something
and I
else.
know you're confused.
And you said you have the money on that website in the house with my own bedroom. Okay?
Yeah, I
and
got
if
it.
you have the money, why can't you pay my insurance? And you say I cry every day for you, but actually I'm getting hurt by somebody else. I either fall, I hurt my toe, or something else.
The reasons for this from the narcissistic perspective are more complicated, but essentially that's the features that are occurring in this situation. The child is under the influence of a false meaning construction that defines the other parent as a dangerous threat to the child, and the child has come to believe that as well. The consequences developmentally for the child are severe. The attachment system is a fundamental motivational system for human beings, and it serves as the underlying model for guiding or mediating all close, intimate relationships. So future relationships with the spouse, future relationships with the children will also be guided by the attachment system. And so this level of disruption to the child's attachment bonding to a parent is going to have serious long-range consequences for the child that are likely to move through several generations of the family, not only with the child per se, but also to his or her own children when the child becomes a parent, and potentially even to grandchildren in this process, depending upon the severity of the alienation and rejection. And so this is a very serious type of pathological situation in which the child's symptoms of the suppression of the attachment system, as well as the false belief system, the persecutory belief system that is delusional, as well as some personality disorder dynamics that are also being transferred to the child, represent a process that's described clinically as pathogenic parenting, which means the patho means pathology, genic refers to genesis or creation. So it's the creation of a psychopathology in the child through aberrant and distorted parenting. And when we have a case of pathogenic parenting, where symptoms, serious psychological symptoms are being induced in a child through aberrant and distorted parenting practices, it moves the level of concern out of child custody issues over to child protection issues. That the focus needs to be on treating the child and restoring normal range and balanced meaning constructions to the child and reactivating the normal range functioning of the child's attachment system. And that really needs to be the focus of our work with children. So as opposed to a focus on child custody issues, we need to really be examining child protection issues with parental alienation.
No, what happens if I got hurt and I don't have any insurance? You're supposed to pay it and I don't have anything. So I'm going to have to stay home with that, like, if I broke my head.
In terms of treatment, one of the major sources of danger to treating the parental alienation process is that we wind up making the child a psychological battleground between the two meaning constructions, the aberrant and distorted meaning constructions of the pathological parent and the balanced normal range meaning constructions of the therapy process. And so as long as the child is under the influence of a pathological parent who is continually inducing a distorted and unbalanced construction of meaning, a paranoid persecutory construction of meaning into the child's life and belief systems, then therapy runs the considerable risk of making the child a psychological battleground, which will further induce damaging kinds of processes for the child. The choices then become to either relinquish the child to the control of the pathological parent and just give up, in which case we're essentially saying the child will have the psychopathology and there's nothing we can do about it, or to separate the child from the pathological influence during the active phase of treatment. So while we are restoring balanced normal range meaning constructions for the child, we reduce the influence of the pathological parent, thereby reducing the risks that we inflict on the child of becoming a psychological battleground. We may not be able to eliminate entirely because the child has been under the influence of a pathological parent, and so we will be altering the child's belief systems away from the pathology back to normal range meaning constructions, but we can reduce to the extent possible the ongoing damage to the child. So once we have restored the child to a normal range functioning, then we can reintroduce the pathological parent and just simply make sure that the child doesn't redevelop the pathology. But during the active phase of treatment, it is my view that it becomes very important for the child's well-being that we separate the child from the psychological influence of the pathological parent.
You're 9 years old. You don't understand what you're saying. You don't know what you're talking about. And I don't like this. That's adult talk. This is not talk to daddy talk. I don't want to hear another word about insurance from you again.
I know who loves me, and I know who really does love me right now.
And who's that?
Huh?
And who's that?
My mother.
On the eligibility requirements, they need to meet the non-financial, meaning that they meet all the citizenship requirements. They need to have a social and all that kind of stuff. And then we look at the income in the household and the household size.
Okay.
And we look at if you have child care for the person. And that's what we look at to determine eligibility. We have the federal Medicaid program. And then if your income is high, we also look at the state. The state has a Medicaid cover plan for people with a little higher income limit. And that's what we look at. But it's the person who is legally responsible, comes in, applies for Medicaid for that person, and then that becomes that person's case. And no matter if the other parent is around or not, we can't disclose information. Do you have access to a computer?
Sure.
Okay. Let me give you our website. We have something called Am I Eligible? And you can propose all the questions on that website. You want to apply for Medicaid, TANF, whatever you want to. And you plug in your information, and it tells you, it gives you the guidelines. It lets you know what you're eligible for. Then that way you can make a decision whether or not it's even worth it for you. Okay.
I just really love you a lot, and I really miss you, and I'm scared out of my mind, man. I haven't talked to you. This is not okay. You know I'm a good daddy, and I just love you, and I just want to be making sure everything's okay. You know? You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Alright? And listen, all this other stuff is not... you don't need to worry about that. You're a little kid. You run and
Let's
play
not
and...
talk about this.
Huh?
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, I agree. Good job. I am proud of you for saying that. And so tell me, what did you do today? What have you been up to?
Well, remember I told you.
Yeah, you went to a parade and you went to a powwow. Well, I haven't talked to you in 3 months, kiddo, but I love you, and that's all that matters. Know that I love you, and that I care about you. Or I miss you.
As you love me. I love you more than space, than all the universes are in space.
You promise?
Yes,
And that's never gonna change?
never.
That's my girl. That's what I'm talking about, man. Look, all I want you to do is think for yourself. Know what you know, and don't listen to everybody else, okay? It's not every adult is a good person or perfect. You know, adults make mistakes, and I know you know that. But that's what I'm talking about, kiddo. You just remember who loves you and who your real family is, okay? And you guard that and you cherish it, and I don't want any more bad stuff to go on at all. I just want to
I
talk
know
to
who
you.
my real family is, though.
Huh?
You and my mom.
Wait, what?
You and my mom are my family.
Okay, great.
My grandma, Grandma Ann, Leslie, Papa,
Okay, great. Awesome. Okay. Huh?
Do you know
What?
what happened? Huh?
What, Haley? Go ahead.
Do you know what happened about Dennis?
I do. I know what happened about him. Yes, I do. That happens. That's sad. I know you liked him. Yeah. But that's part of life, dude. You know, people grow old and they go to the other side. And that's okay.
My mom and everybody in my family that are real family is my family.
Yeah, listen, kiddo. I know. Let me tell you one thing about this, okay? All right. I don't want to have anything to do with your relationship with your mom or with your grandparents. All I want is for you to have a great relationship with your dad.